Hello, welcome to another video. So yeah, I got the PlayStation 1 audio file, and it's on here, let's see what it says here. It's an SCPH 1002 model. So it's an earlyish one. So I've got this working, I've had this ages, and it was working, but I think the laser's going out. So I cleaned the laser, it was reading games, but it's a bit, selective when it plays. So what I'm going to do is I've got a new laser here. So let's install it now together, and then we'll cut to the cabin, and hopefully it reading disc perfectly, if it fits, that is. So let's get the camera set up just there, and let's unscrew it. Let's put something down to protect this table. Right. So I've had this open before, but it's missing a screw. So somewhere along its life, someone's had this apart and lost a screw. Let's get that out. And you can always tell with the screws, if they turn easy, then you know someone's been in it before, because the first time you take a system apart, the screws are quite awkward to get out, because they're kind of like fused with the plastic, I suppose. But right, that should be nearly all of them. Get this one. What I like to do is always like to, on any system, I always like to open the drive, then take it out, because it has a little, I don't think it's relevant on this one as much, but especially like Saturns, because they've got like a little like limiter kind of switch, so when it closes, it knows to read the disc. So basically there's a laser, it's got the new one here, so let's take this one out. So it should be, basically the lasers, the bodies are quite loose anyway, look. So that should just pop out. So we'll take this out here. That comes out. And then this should come out. The thing is, you need small hands for this sort of stuff, really. There you go, that's out. So that's the old laser. So it's basically pulling that ribbon cable out, which if I show you here, it's just there. It's just a push one. You just push it in. There's no little flaps to unlock it, kind of thing. So you just pull it in and out. Leave that cable can stay on. I am thinking as well of updating the power board. So I'm going to look online, see if there's any new modern power boards you can get. So let's try this laser anyway. I got this from AliExpress. I think it was £15, which ain't too bad. And hopefully I've gone off the code it's on there. So that's the. Let's see where I'm holding this. That's the new one, that's the old one. So old one, new one. So there's a slight difference in it, but it should hopefully be the same thing. Let's just see if it goes on first. And it actually comes with the buffers. So you get these buffers here, look. Little plastic buffers, I'll show you on the old one. So sometimes you buy them, you've got to take these out, they slide out and put them on the new drive. But this one's actually come with it, which is pretty good. And this one comes with a little tab as well that you can push in, but I always find these bloody awkward, to be honest with you. So let's get that in. If that's quite in. Yeah, they're just things like this. I just find it nowadays, I find things like this so fiddly. You always see other channels when you look at the repair stuff and they just do it instantly, but I think they're not designed for hands like our hands. I think that's in. Yeah, that's in. Right, so then this should plug into there. That's in. And then we should just locate it. And if I haven't ripped or torn anything, which we'll find out soon, that's in. So that's a new one fitted. So I put the old one in there just as a reference. So if I come across this again, I've got a reference for it. So the old one's in, because it does kind of work, but not quite, if you know what I mean. So it's just be a case now of screwing it back together, because you don't, they're meant to be loose. The rubbers kind of buffer the vibration. Oh, it's not quite fitting down or something. I bet it's this new. I wonder if it's not perfect with it being AliExpress. What's that catching on? It's catching on something. Oh, I think it's just the case of it's the buffer on it, isn't it? I think. It's not quite lined up. Let's have a look. No, I think that's it. So let's just screw that together and we'll see. And hopefully it works. Screws going in. Check that one again. Yeah, one's in. As I find as I'm older, my jobs in construction, my fingers aren't as nimble as they used to be onto small stuff like this. I used to do this sort of stuff all the time, but I just can't do it anymore. So let's try that. That opens. It's in there. It does actually look a lot lower than the original one. Yeah, it does look a lot lower actually. So that might not be quite right. So let me undo that again. Let me just cut here a second. Hello again, back. Yeah, so basically it's a bit tight on the body of the laser here. So it's not a direct swap. And that's probably what you get with the AliExpress kind of stuff. So what I'm going to have to do is just kind of ream a bit off the case here. Got a sharp knife, I'll just file a bit off. Wants like a leading edge on it. If anyone wants no joinery, just wants a bit of a lead to get it in. So I'm just kind of scraping it off now. Look, you can just see the bits of plastic, look. Really sharp. Oh, by coincidence, this is it's a World War II pocket knife. You've got a spike on the back for cleaning out the horseshoes, which is pretty cool. I found this in a field when I was about 12 and I've had it ever since because I thought it was so cool. All right, so just going here, just see me, just reaming a bit off. Right, and we'll see each time if it works. So that's a little bit, or take a bit more off that one there. Just there, it wants a bit off. It ain't much, it's like 0.5 of a mil. But it's enough to just twist the body a little bit so it doesn't sit down, if you get what I mean. And you don't want the disc at an angle because it'll rub on the case. So let's try that again. So I'll just show it this way around so you can see as well. So it's going in. And it still seems to be catching. So it's not as an easy swap as it made out. So that's in, but it's still just catching just there. I'll just show you, it's inside. So everywhere's level, that's level, that's level, that's level, just here. So I need to take a bit more off the case. And what I'll do is I'll cut here and I'll come back to when I've done it. Right, so I've basically been round the whole of the outer perimeter and just scraped back about, I don't know, 1 millimetre off it all. So what I'm gonna do now is we'll screw it up and then we'll see if it plays. Hopefully the laser's working. But it's a bit of a, obviously, I don't know if it's not made to the exact specs or what, being an aftermarket laser, but a bit of a pain that you have to actually, it's not a plug and play thing, you have to adapt it. That's that done. I just really want to, I have a Ps1 in the camera, which I used to have. It was this one. And it's just, I could buy another one, it's working, but where's the fun in that? Let's get this one back to life. Right, so let's check that all opens. It all opens. Make sure there's no bits of plastic in there. That seems perfect now, level-wise. So right, I'm going to cut there. Let's get back into the cabin and see if it's working. Yeah, so another issue with this, obviously I've been around the outer perimeter on the case. Sorry for the Blair Witch Project style now, but yeah, so that's all fits now, all been trimmed, see bits of plastic everywhere. And then, obviously, I went to spin it in here and it was grinding. And what I did notice when I had the packaging and delivered, it was a bit crushed. So what's happened is, I'll show you here, the spindle wasn't clearing underneath. So I've got this knife underneath, and because it clips onto this spindle here. So I've had a knife underneath, and I've turned it, because it was grinding. So obviously it's been crushed in transit. So when I put this in now, it spins freely. So I'm going to get it set up in the cabin, and hopefully it works. But I haven't got hopes for it now, because if it's been crushed and damaged, that might be it. But I'm going to try it anyway and see in the cabin. Right, so moment of truth, it's plugged in. And yeah, let's turn it on and see if it reads this disc. Ooh. I'll have to cut that out because I'll get copyrighted that more, just that little intro. Here we go. Oh, fantastic, it's working. So, just shut some lights, let's make sure it's working properly. So new lasers in. Shut these blinds so we don't get much reflection. Let's press start. Let's have a quick... Yeah, because I'll just mute it a second. In a second. 3, 2, 1, go! I'll just mute it. Yeah, so basically what's happened was, it's been delivered, got a bit crushed. The actual shape of it wasn't quite right anyway. All the cables aren't lined up. So I've had to obviously ream a bit out of the shell to get it to fit, which was a bit of a pain. And then when I put a disc in just to spin it was really grinding. And I thought, that's not right. And I looked at the spindle, I thought, I get what's happened, it's been crushed in transit, just knocked the spindle down. So, but I've just lifted it up with a kitchen knife, you know, a woman's screwdriver, and yeah, lifted up and it seems alright. Let's have a quick go.
Wow, what a start!
And this game's got a few scratches on it, so this game's got a few scratches, so I'm glad it's working. So I've got a fully working audiophile Ps1 in here now. And next thing I want to do is, on another video, is try that memory card and see what happens with the screen in, see if I can get it soft mod in a region 3. Yeah, so I'm over the moon. I've got a PlayStation, my audio file's fully working now. Obviously, from AliExpress you've got to wait for the parts to come. And sometimes you might be worth paying a bit more and get it locally, so you know it's going to get delivered right. Because obviously, if you didn't know what he's doing, you'd think you'd put it in, and if it wasn't spinning, you think it's broken. But yeah, fully working, fantastic, over the moon. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next one. See you later.